Hi guys. So I'm in the woods right now, and let's talk about money, saving money. Because I see a lot of people they be like, "Oh, it's difficult to save like £50,000. How did you manage to get £50,000?" And I'm thinking, okay, this £50,000 could have been saved over a few years. But let me tell you something: people save money here. It doesn't matter what kind of job you're doing. The only thing that you need to do to consider is, where do you live? Because accommodation, where do you live? As someone who's lived half of my life in the UK, I've lived in expensive cities like London, and I've lived in expensive cities like Aberdeen for Scotland. So Aberdeen is as expensive as London. So that's the most expensive city in Scotland. So I understand when I'm saying expensive cities. Those cities are very expensive. And saving money whilst you're living in those cities is a nightmare. It's not easy. Okay, so you need to move from those areas and go to areas where the rent is cheap. That way you can save quite a lot, right? You save a lot of money if you move to small cities. I lived in London, right? Initially I was renting a room, sharing a room with a South African couple. And then I realized that no, this is not what I want. I moved one bedroom apartment. Okay. When I moved in a one bedroom apartment, it was very expensive. I think I was paying £1,200 for that apartment. And I was also paying for my tuition fees. I was studying at the same time. So I was trying to upgrade myself and at the same time pay the rent. Okay. That's the biggest mistake I did. But then I just couldn't keep on moving from one house to the other. And I also wanted to go to a quiet area. Yeah, I wanted to go to a quiet area. That's why I ended up living where I was living. But I did that for 1 year. The money that I wasted, when I think about it now, I always regret. I'm like, Tandy, why did you do that? Why did you make such a move? I could have just stayed where I was, did my courses, which I was doing. Then after that, move. But I came too early. I am making the decision too early to actually live alone, which was not good. And when I finished my course that I was doing in London, I moved to Scotland. Right. I was still earning the same amount of money I was earning when I was in London. And I was paying a fraction of my rent. Fraction. And I saved a lot of money. Okay? I saved a lot of money. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. You need to move to areas where you can save money. And it doesn't matter if you're a care assistant. You can easily raise £30,000 in 2 years. If you are a couple working together as a healthcare assistant, even if you've got a family and bills, you can still manage to raise 40 to 50,000. But that means you have to be doing extra shifts when you get time. Hello. You have to do extra work, which is very, very to be doing that. To make sure you supplement your income. I understand the bills. Everybody's talking about the bills. You need to cut down on bills. All right? Cut down on bills. Don't pay unnecessary bills. You need car insurance, important. You need some bills, maybe if you've got a phone, maybe Netflix. I don't know what other bills you have, But cut down on bills. Cut down, completely cut down. Just use the bills that you know you need. Anything else you don't. Okay. When it comes to buying clothes, buy vintage clothes, second-hand clothes. Okay. Don't go for cheap, expensive clothes which you can't afford because you've got a target. You want to raise 30, 40 grand. You can do that. Both husband and wife, you need to be operating at the same page with the same vision. You don't have to be lazy. Okay. Do you know that healthcare assistants who do live-ins, they earn up to between £600 and £900 a week? So honestly, they can manage to raise that money. It's all about what are your expenses. Move to areas that are cheap. Yes. If you move to areas that are cheap, wow, good. You will try to save money and also join agencies. Pick extra shifts. Okay? Pick extra shifts. Pick extra shifts where you can do, if you do 2 shifts, 2 long days with a good agency, you can easily take home 500 quid. Yeah, as a healthcare assistant. So it's something that you have to plan. You have to plan. You have to have a vision. But don't forget to spoil yourself here and there. Go out, take yourself out, motivate yourself. Make sure every month you give yourself £50, £100 to buy something that you like. You know, one working. You get it? Yeah. So it's easy. You can easily raise that amount. It's not a big deal. Talk of nurses. The qualified nurses, they can easily raise 50,000. If £50,000 is not a biggie, but you work day and night for it because you still have some bills to pay, children and stuff, but it's doable. Within 2 years, whether you're a care assistant or a nurse, it's easy to raise that amount if you have organized. And also, if you're a care assistant, if you've got a partner who understands what the vision is, you can raise that. If you are single, as a healthcare assistant, you can easily raise £30,000 in 2 years. Yeah. I'm challenging you. You can do that. Yeah, you don't have to be lazy. You just have to have a target. If you know what you want to achieve, you can do it. Yeah? You still have time. Some of you may have visas that are expiring 3 years' time. Oh, you still have a lot of time to rearrange things, and see if you can get something better. You can save money, actually, sorry. So, yeah, I will just respond that I was lying. That I said, you said, I'm young, how can how did I manage to raise £50,000? I didn't even tell you how long it took me to raise that money. I'm doing this video to show you that you can make a target to raise that money in 2 years. It's doable. Yeah, it is doable. Easy. Especially if there are jobs around. Yeah, of course you can do it. Okay? It's not difficult as what people say. It all depends with, are you available to do that? Are you healthy enough to be packing additional work? All that, okay? So, guys, let's keep on pushing. If you really want to go home and settle there, you still have time to work and achieve what you want. Your finances, you can still put them in order now. You can buy your land as long as you don't get conned. That's one thing that I really hate. That after working so hard like that, you find someone who just, because he's a lawyer, he can just take that man away from you. Oh, guys, this is not on. Okay? So, it is doable. It is doable. Let's keep pushing. So, I'll repeat, £30,000 for someone who's single can raise it within 2 years. For a couple, you can do that. You can do better. Yeah, you can do better. I know you've got children and stuff, but you can still raise 30 plus 40,000. You can You can raise it depending with where you live. You need to cut down on your bills. Rent rent is something that takes away your money. So work on that, reducing the expenses. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm in the middle of nowhere. Look, I love this space. It's quiet. This is where I come if I really want to be alone. If I want to meditate on something, this is where. This is here where I I get things done. This is where I pray. I sit down and start talking to myself. Yeah. So thank you so much for working with. I hope I've actually provoked someone to into saving money and achieving that goal of, if you want to buy land, if you want to build, you can still do it. I've done another video where I was saying you can still travel to Africa and manage your own projects. You don't need to send anyone because you can budget £1,500 for traveling in the next year, 3 visits. You can do that. Okay, book ahead of time and then go home and do your thing. Don't send people to do things because they will, you will pay 3 times more than what you're supposed to pay. Okay. All right, guys. Bye.